There you are. Listen, today's show is off the chain. Listen, if you're getting cash offers, if your phone is ringing off the hook of people trying to buy your house saying we pay cash for houses, or you see these, or you're getting emails, or you're getting text messages about a cash offer for your house, but the offers are way too low for you. You don't want to do that. We're going to teach you some tips and tricks on how you can work with people who understand the market. I'm telling you, you're probably being contacted by wholesalers. And we're going to get into what wholesaling is all about, why these people are contacting you, why you're getting low offers for your beautiful home. And we're going to show you how you can get the highest cash offers that the market will bear, and you'll be able to walk away from closing on that in about 30 days, and you could do it without a realtor. Oh my gosh, you're going to be able to make more money on these deals, get cash off, the highest cash offers, and we're going to go over just what to do today. Are you ready? Are you ready to get the information on how to get the highest cash offers? Well, we're getting ready to get started. Let's go. Oh my goodness, it's Sunday morning. It's Sunday morning, and this is going to be a great show today. Have you ever gotten an offer on the phone? I mean, unsolicited. Your house isn't even on the market, and you're getting offers to buy your house cash, but the offers are too low. We're going to tell you what that's all about today. And if you want to get the highest cash offer, close in about 30 days without a realtor, and make the process seamless and carefree, we're going to bring on some experts that you can work with to help you to get the highest cash offers available. I want to bring to the stage right now Mr. Byron Holman and Mr. O'Neill Parker from the No Stingy Energy podcast. Listen, folks, let me tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm only going to bring people on the show that I've done business with, or I would love to do business with. You don't have to worry about it. When you're trying to find out somebody that you can work with that's going to do the best for you, that you're going to get the highest value, you don't have to worry about spending your money to get good value. Because let me tell you something about spending money to get good value. If you are spending your money to make more money, if you're getting a great benefit, if the benefit outweighs the cost, there is no cost to you. One more time. If the benefit outweighs the cost, there is no cost to you. So let's see how you can make more money by working with somebody who knows the business. Mr. Byron, how are you doing today, sir? Go ahead. Talk to us.
I'm blessed and happy to be here. Thank you so much, Don, for having us. And I'm actually excited to have this conversation because I do feel that there's a lot of ambiguity, a lot of confusion when it comes down to what real estate investors are looking for when they're looking to do a deal. And also from a homeowner's perspective, what can they look to get the best deal when they're negotiating with real estate investors, no matter if they're looking to do something creative finance, or if they're looking to just do a straight up wholesale deal and offer a flat out cash offer. And so I think this is going to be an interesting conversation because we're going to be able to open the curtains to the back end of kind of what we do as real estate investors and what we look for.
So listen, Byron, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell the people who you are and what you do, so they can say, "Listen, I want to talk to this guy."
Absolutely. Well, listen, my name is Byron, real estate investor out of Houston, Texas, primarily focused on the wholesale space, but we do a little bit of creative finance, fix and flip, new construction, new to the build to rent space. Definitely excited about that, but I have a very, very vast wealth of knowledge when it comes to real estate investing. And that's what we're going to be kind of breaking down specifically on this show. So I'm excited about that.
All right. Thank you very much, Byron. We also have O'Neal J. Parker in the house. And O'Neal, what do you think about this idea of helping people get the highest cash offer on their home from the wholesale perspective that they've never gotten before?
Now, I love it, man, because we actually get to bridge the gap between wholesalers, investors, and homeowners. Like, never typically hear a conversation between the two because most people don't even know about it. You know, we got to keep it real. A lot of people don't know about us, but we are actually here to help because a lot of people get stuck in the situations where they don't have the money to fix their house. They don't have the money to make their house pretty like the realtor says. They don't have enough time to put in the work. They don't have enough elbow grease to do DIY projects to make their house look better. So the realtor could be telling them, hey, you know, you can get $200,000 for your house, but you need to fix this, you need to fix that, you need to fix that. You got to keep it real. You know, in this day and age, a lot of people don't have that extra money to fix those extra things. So we can come in, buy the house as is. You know, you don't have to pay no realtor fees. You don't have to pay no closing costs. Whatever price we agree upon, let's just say is 180, we'll give you 180 minus the taxes that you pay. So now you don't have to come out of pocket extra money. You don't have to go find contractors to fix things that you've been seeing for the last 15 years in your house, causing extra stress on you, more money out your pocket. We can go ahead and buy this house as is. You can go ahead and get this done in the next 2 weeks if possible, if we can make something work.
All right, folks, listen. Let me start things out. You all are not everybody that's in here because we're broadcasting to right now to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We got a few folks in here from Clubhouse as well, but Clubhouse, we're getting ready to shut the audio off. You better come on over to YouTube if you want to get this information. So here's what we're talking about. I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting phone calls, and I'm getting these cash offers. Right, but I don't know what to do. I've never dealt with this before, and I feel as if I'm over my head with trying to figure this out. Can you, as an expert, can you guide me through the process so that I can get the highest cash offer that the market will allow?
Of course, that's what we do. But it has to make sense for us and you. You know,
Yes.
Just like I said earlier, if your house got foundation issues, if your house needs a new roof, you can't expect to get what everybody else is getting if their house just got rehab.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We got to keep it real now. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm not a realtor, so I'm not going to be like, you'll have to fix that foundation. You may have to fix that roof. But guess what? If you don't do all that and you list it on the market, cool. You can still list it on the market like that. But the buyers that's going to come in is going to be like, you know, I know you want 200,000, but we got 150. So you're going to get the same thing anyway. So why go through the stress of going with a realtor? Because then they agree to 150. Then you got to take 6% off the 150.
Uh-oh, there you go.
You gotta pay the realtor. And then they're gonna be like, man, is there any way you can put another $2,000-3,000 help with closing costs? Because that's a season win. Everybody needs help with closing costs. So you're in your mind, your expectations is, I want 200,000 just like everybody else in my neighborhood. You may only really walk away with 132.
Facts.
After paying your commission, after helping closing costs. But if you would have came with us initially, and we probably was good with 145.
Okay. So listen, folks, I'm going to put something on the screen here. And let me see here. I wrote, I wrote out a little something. All right. A guide to getting maximum cash offers. And let me ask you guys, if you tell me if any of this information would be helpful, Like as a wholesale specialist, my role is to equip you, the homeowner, with strategies necessary to make your property highly attractive to real estate wholesalers. Okay, so here's the first thing. Here's the thing: making your home irresistible to wholesalers. All right, and how to enhance the appeal for quick sale. All right, minor repairs and improvements. Is this something that you want to do to help a wholesaler give you a better price? I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
I would say this. Obviously, the better the home. I'll say this: the better the home, the less you need the wholesaler. Typically, right. So the better the home, the less you need the wholesaler, unless you're looking to do some type of creative strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're looking to get a faster deal closed, right? So the better, but in general, the better the home, the less you need the wholesaler. And most wholesalers will probably,
most don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, they'll just renege on the play, flag on the play. The house looks too nice. I can't necessarily add value or proposition a value add. This just doesn't look like something that I want to really mess with unless I'm looking to do something creative.
Okay. Well, here's where we are with this. Let's just say this homeowner wants a cash deal and they don't want to deal with the realtor. They want to close in 30 days. They want a quick in and out. Okay. When would you somebody like you, could you take them through the process of saying, here's what you could do if you put your house on the market. If you want to get a cash offer, here's what you got to do. Could you take them through some scenarios so that they can get a cash offer and then compare putting the house on the market or selling it off market and get them similar money with a lot less stress?
We could do that, but they got to have realistic expectations.
Okay.
So that's when we got to show them like the condition your house is in. Like I was saying earlier, you can put it on the market, but you're not going to get the market price.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your house is not up to 2024 standards, the only people that's going to buy this house is people that have FHA 203K loan. That's going to be a loan closing.
Yep.
People that that's looking for a house and they want to fix up things themselves. They want to buy a house with equity. They don't have too many people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then investors. I don't care what your house is listed at. They're going to offer less.
Exactly. Well, they're okay with less because when you take them through the process, they're going to end up with good money, but because they don't have to pay all the fees that they would have to do going through the regular process, you can show them the difference between the two, and they're okay with less because they get out quick. They're okay with less because they get to close quick. And they get a cash offer right now. So, and when you show them, well, yeah, you're gonna get less, but when you look at selling it on the market, you're gonna end up with less. You're gonna get less anyway because of all the fees you got to pay.
Yeah, and you got to look at it like if you close with FHA 203K, that ain't no 30-day close. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. That's looking like 45 or 60 because now you got to get inspections. You got to get appraisal.
Maybe even more than that.
And every time somebody go out, they trying to get less on the price.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm going to send a termite guy. I'm going to say they got termites. They might not have it, but we're going to say they got termites.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation guy go out. The foundation could be perfect, but we're going to say, it dropped the inch in the back. Is there any way we can get $3,000 off to fix that? It's just gonna come with all kind of things. When they go appraise the house is listed for $150. The house got appraised for $135. Now, is there any way we can get to $135? So with us, we come in, we look at it, they take pictures, make a video. We can give you an offer. We buying it as is. We don't need no inspections. We ain't gotta call the termite guy. We ain't gotta stand on the roof. We ain't gotta do none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And we out. 2 weeks if it's a good deal, maybe 30 days if it's all right. If it's a decent deal, it's a thin deal. But At the same time, you got to work with credible wholesalers and investors too, because that's another thing. You could be thinking your intentions is, yes, I can close in 2 weeks or 30 days, but the guy or the company you're working with may not be really credible. So we got to talk about that too.
All right, talk about it.
What does a credible investor and wholesaler look like?
Okay.
Do they actually buy properties or they wholesale properties? Do they actually have rentals or they just wholesale properties? Do they actually flip houses? You as a homeowner, you have to do your due diligence as well, who you're working with. Just like you do your due diligence with the realtors you work with, you have to do the due diligence with the companies that you work with. You know, it's very easy to go on tax assessment and see what they own. It's very easy to say, hey, what's the last project that you completed? Is there any way you can send me the address? You can check on that address who actually owns the house. Is it them? Is it somebody else? Is it LLC? And it's your job, it's your duty as a homeowner to ask questions. And if they feel uneasy about all the questions, it may be an issue. If they're a real investor, they'll answer the questions with no problem. They can send you receipts, they can send you HUDs, they can send you pictures, they can send you before and after pictures. If they're good like myself, they'll say, pull up to the house I'm working on right now.
Okay.
You got to feel the confidence of the person that you're talking to. And a lot of homeowners, you know, they just thinking about the money, and then they just go ahead and sign an agreement. Then their feelings hurt 3 weeks and the wholesaler don't come through. But at the end of the day, it's your fault for not doing the due diligence.
Well, listen, could
you
you
got a lot of people that just started 2 weeks ago that's giving all these false promises.
Wait a minute. You got people out here that's offering to buy houses cash.
And they ain't got no cash.
They don't have no cash.
No cash and no strong buyers list either.
And no experience.
And that's to make us look bad.
Listen, let me ask you something. Can you smell a newbie a mile away?
Oh, yeah.
I can. Oh man, I can. But the problem
way
is,
they get on the phone, the lack of confidence. There's a lot of things.
The problem is in the wholesale space, which is different from the realtor space, is that it's unregulated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the odds of you getting with somebody like myself, who's done hundreds of deals, and getting somebody who is just brand new, it's a toss up, right? It can literally happen. And you just have to kind of vet it and do your own due diligence to make sure that you're working with somebody that's 100% credible. And I would just do simple things like, so how long have you been in this business? How long have you been doing this? Right? How do you plan to get me this money in a certain amount of time? Right? And even an experienced investor will be like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, this is real deal.
It. Yeah.
But I'm speaking to the homeowner, right? From their perspective, what will help you get that person that's going to be a little bit more sharp on their game? And those are some of the questions you want to ask.
All right. So listen, I got this offer. I'm getting these offers. They're not where I want it to be. And I'm thinking the whole time that these people have the money, all right, to pay for my house, because I don't know anything about wholesaling. I'm just getting these offers. So I see this ad. All right. I got this ad on the screen. I see this ad. And then help me to pick this ad apart. Okay. So I got this ad. It says here, we're going to put this on the screen. Okay. Unlock true value. Don't sell your home short. Are you approached with unsolicited offers to buy your home? It's crucial to understand that you might be dealing with wholesalers, not just investors or direct buyers. These offers, often well below market value, might seem tempting, especially if you're looking for a quick sale. However, with the right guidance, you can ensure you're getting the best possible deal. Why accept less? You deserve more. An experienced wholesale specialist. As an experienced wholesale specialist, I'm here to illuminate the true potential of your property and ensure you receive top dollar from the real market. I have a proven track record of transforming low initial offers into premium cash deals, providing homeowners like you with the satisfaction and financial returns you rightfully deserve. That sort of thing. And I see this ad, and I'm going to call you because you know how to deal with these wholesalers and I don't. Okay? You know what they need. You know that they have to come in under market value, but you're going to compare that. You're going to help me compare a deal, but it's going to be less than market. But when it comes to paying everybody else going the traditional route, the money is about the same. Okay?
Sometimes. So I would say this.
Okay,
First and foremost, you do have a lot of wholesalers that are actually cash buyers too.
Okay.
Right. So myself, I am a wholesaler, but I'm also a cash buyer. I will literally buy your house for cash. Right. And then you also have some creative finance specialists that will do certain things like novations that will do the work to fix up the house, turn around and sell it, and then y'all split profits. It's a lot of different things that you could do as a homeowner to empower yourself to get the best offer on your property. But I would say understanding the true value of your property is going to be the first and foremost thing, because I think a lot of people have very, very unrealistic expectations as to what the house is actually worth. So that's the first problem. So here's the deal. I would say this for anybody who is unsophisticated, meaning you're not sophisticated, you don't fully understand how all of this stuff works. The best way to truly understand the way that the value of your house is just go to Zillow, right? Go to Zillow and look at what the Zestimate of your property says that it is. Now, Zestimates can be completely off, right? So you do have to know that you may want to check maybe like 2 or 3 different sources like Zillow, Realtor.com, whichever ones you have in your market. Check maybe about 3 or 4 of them and get kind of like what the average is of what that property value says that it is. Now, after you get that value, you want to automatically deduct, right? Maybe about 25% off of that number, right? And then you want to subtract what it would cost, right, to fix up all of the things in your house to get it to that HGTV quality style, right? So let's say, for instance, if you know that your kitchen hasn't been updated in the last 5 to 10 years, you probably need to do something to fix that. If you know that your roof hadn't been done in a certain amount of time, you know that needs to be fixed. If your AC hasn't been revamped in 5 to 10 years, you may need a new AC, or at least need to get some serious maintenance done that can cost some serious money, right? So you want to add up all of these things. And I would just say add at least $5,000 to $10,000 to each one of those things. And that will give you a general understanding of what your property value is worth. So you want to say 20% of what Zillow says that it is, just off top. Then you want to subtract maybe $5,000 to $10,000 per item that needs to be updated on that home, right? From that 20% off number. And that's going to give you about what your wholesale value is, or what the market is willing to pay for your property if they actually come out and look at it.
Oh, wow. So listen, I got O'Neal, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, that's true. So I'll say you got to have realistic expectation of where your house is today and how you can make the most money off your house. And you got to know what type of position you're in financially. If you need money right now, you need to go wholesale, right? If you don't need money right now and you're trying to make the most amount of money, you need to be open to creative finance. You need to be open to owner finance. You need to be opening and partnering with the investor and say, look, you can go ahead and buy this house at $60,000, fix it up, put $40,000 in it. We can sell it for $180,000. We can go ahead and split the profits. Most investors would do that because they're coming out of pocket less money and they make more return on their money.
So what you're saying, O'Neal, is that some of these deals I may not recognize or even know be aware of as
Mhm.
as somebody who is giving me some expert advice, consulting with you. You could bring that up ahead of
Yeah.
time, and we could have that in our back pocket as something that we can negotiate with. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be realistic about your current situation. If you're the type of person that have a full-time job, have a career, making a decent amount of money, and you really don't need the money at this moment, you just tired of dealing with it. Whoever you're talking with, wholesale investors say, look, I'm cool. I'm not really a motivated seller. I'm just tired of this headache. What is the best option for me to make the most amount of money on this property? And if they are a vet in real estate investing, they could be like, hey, look, the way you can make the most amount of money is me and you could become partners, or you become the bank in this transaction. I could pay you retail value over time for your property, and you can collect $500, $600, $700 every month, first of the month, and not have nothing to worry about. Most people that have, their job, they got their family, they're making enough money. A lot of people cool with that because now they don't have to pay taxes on a big chunk of money, and they're getting cash flow, $700, $800, whatever it is, every month. And they could use that to pay towards their mortgage of their house. They can use that to pay some credit card debt, or they could use it to get in Don program. Don can tell them what to do with the extra money.
So listen, here's what I'm hearing is that there's a situation where if I can get a down payment for my house, and then structured payments, but it's not like rent because I'm not a landlord, right?
Correct. It's going towards the interest and the mortgage. I mean, it's going towards the interest and the principal, just like you would if you become. So basically, you got to look at it. I'm becoming the Wells Fargo.
You mean I can become the bank?
Facts.
Correct.
Listen, there are a lot of people that don't know that.
They don't know that they can. A lot of investors don't know how to explain that either.
Wow. So listen, here's what I'm hearing. I got my notes up here. Okay. Because I don't know anything about what y'all doing, because I have to work from notes. It says I can negotiate on your behalf to counteract those lowball offers. Because sometimes when you have some of these things that are going on in the house that you guys just mentioned, the offer is way too low. Okay. They're trying to take advantage of a motivated seller, somebody who has to get out, and they're going to try to take advantage of it and say, here's the money, act now, get it quick before my offer goes away. All right. Can you help them to say, oh yeah, you do have to get these things done, but it's nothing like what they're telling you. Would you be able to point that out to them?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would say go to the numbers, know your own numbers. Again, 20% of what Zillow or all of the Zillow-like company says that the property is, minus all of your maintenance issues that you need to get taken care of. That's typically about what your number is. That's what it's going to sell for on a wholesale market, right? And here's the deal. Whether you're selling it directly to a wholesaler or a real estate investor, right? If you go through a realtor, you're still going to sell it to a wholesaler or a real estate investor. The only difference is you're going to pay a realtor commission on that property.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, you're still going to end up selling to a real estate investor or some family member that just has a handyman in the family, which that'll be your luckiest scenario to take place. You find some handyman that just wants to buy the house and fix it up and do it himself. But that it's just not a lot of those people around, especially nowadays. So I would say know your numbers, number one. And then here's the other thing, Don. I gotta add this.
Okay, go ahead.
If your house is beautiful, I'm gonna just tell you straight up, your best option will be to put the property on the market with a realtor. Your best option.
Okay.
Because the realtor will get you the highest amount for your property, unless you're looking to do something creative.
Okay. Well, see, even in that, all right, you could help walk me through that so that I can know my numbers, and I would be willing to pay somebody to help me establish, so I'm not guessing. Because the last thing I want to do,
Like a consultant.
the last thing I want to do is say, I'm going to choose something and then feel in the back of my mind, if I had done the other thing, I might have come out better. I don't have anybody I can trust that can bounce this off of. The realtor has their agenda. The wholesaler has their agenda. I don't have anybody on my side helping me to figure this thing out. How can I get in touch with you, O'Neal? How can I get in touch with you, Byron? Just in case somebody needs to get off the broadcast early so that you can help me navigate those waters. How can we get a hold of you? Just in case.
Shit, I'd love to do that. You just text me. I'd love to help you out. You just text me 337-381-0208. Just text me, holler at me, and then you can book a call, 15-minute call. We can get it done because it don't take me long.
All right, we just put it in the comment section, everybody. Just put it in the comment section. That's what you got to do. Byron, how do we get a hold of you, my brother? Help me through this process.
I would say the same thing. Just send me a text and let me pull up that number for everybody. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram as well. Byron the Investor. That's Byron the Investor. And I will definitely respond. I'm not as quick on the on the Instagram as I am on the text, but you could definitely reach out. I'm waiting for this thing to pull up so I can put the number in here.
Well, we've already put it in, Byron.
Oh, y'all already got me covered.
Yeah, we got you covered, brother. Listen, we got technology up here. So is that number 713-429-0169 for Byron?
That's the number.
Come on now. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about your money. Now, that's your house. That's your beautiful house. But what about the house I just inherited?
Ooh.
That's out of state.
Ooh. Let's talk about it.
Okay. I just inherited because I'm living in my house. I'm good to go. But I inherited this other house, and I'm paying taxes on something that somebody tried. Listen, they were doing me. They were trying to do me a solid. They gave me this house, but now I got to pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe got a squatter in there. You never know.
Come on.
But depending on what city and state you in, probably, you want to go ahead and put somebody in there or sell it as soon as possible. But going back to what I was saying earlier, how you make the most money on the property is what type of position you're in. If you need 20, 30,000 right now, you can sell it. You can become the bank, because who makes the most money in every financial transaction? The lender.
Yes.
So you can sell that property on terms. Say, look, give me $25,000 down, pay me $800 a month for the next 20 years. The house is yours. Now, if you need more money right now, you need 50, 60,000. Me personally, I'll go ahead and wholesale it. Get my money in 2-3 weeks and be done with it. I will make sure all the numbers make sense for the investor. The numbers make sense for me. Let's create a win-win situation. Look, I want you to win. I want to win. I need this money right now, but let's go ahead and get this transaction done. I'm not going to have over realistic expectations. Knowing the house only worth 140, I can't be expecting to get 100.
Okay.
I'm cool with 60.
Take me through a possible deal with the numbers where I can walk away with some cash in my pocket and I can become the bank. Now, I conceptually, I understand that, but can you give the viewers some like real numbers that they can kind of chew on? Give me an example.
I just did a deal last week.
Yes, let's hear it.
I sell properties all the time to people who can't get mortgages. So I sold a house last week for $155. The person gave me $8,000 down. They paid me $1,300 a month for 20 years.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, O'Neal. Wait a second. This person can't get a mortgage, but they got $8,000. They got thousands of dollars. How's a person that got money can't get a mortgage? I mean, they got money, but they can't get a mortgage. Talk to me.
You know how many people have money and don't have their credit? They may be illegal to the United States. You got to think about who builds America? Illegal citizens. Who got a lot of money? Illegal citizens. Who can't get loans? Illegal citizens. Who owns majority of their things? Illegal citizens.
That's a fact.
So people
we got into that market.
Yeah. So we got people who got money. Okay.
Plenty money.
Plenty money. Okay. Come on.
making more money than you can
more money than
possibly-
Americans.
More money than Americans because the trades are killing because it's not enough of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like literally on this house, I was getting offered $80,000 from illegals. I'm talking about cash. They're talking about we can close tomorrow.
Wow. Okay. So I can literally become the bank, all right, pay me and set this whole thing up. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it didn't quite make sense to me at first that if somebody can't get a mortgage, that sounds a little iffy to me, that their credit may be shaky and they don't have the money and they can't pay.
A lot of people don't go up the credit system. You know, you got people that come to America all the time that's not a citizen.
Oh,
fact.
If they're not a citizen, they don't have credit. They can't go to the bank and say, hey, I need a bank account. They can't go to a mortgage company and say, hey, I need a mortgage. I got all the money, but I'm not a citizen.
They may have a green card. They may have a visa, but they don't have American credit history.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't. You see, this is why I'm doing this show. This is why I do this show, because I'm thinking the opposite. They can't get a mortgage. I don't want to deal with them.
No, I like dealing with them.
Come
you
on.
gotta realize, I sold a house just like that on terms in 2022. The girl paid it off in 2 years.
Okay.
And here's the thing.
Go ahead. Talk to me.
Here's another beautiful thing about it. Paperwork, I'm a strong proponent of paperwork makes the paperwork. Mm-hmm. Don, do you know that if your paperwork is together the right way on some of these deals, you wouldn't be mad if they default on that loan?
Oh, wait a minute. Default is bad. Okay.
It's a win-win situation. If you default, I get the house back in better condition with more equity. And you're not getting that deposit back. So it's a win-win all around. And that happens. That happened to me. With the same house I just sold, it got defaulted. He paid for 4 years.
Take me through it from beginning to end. Take me through that from beginning to end. Come on now. Take me through it.
So the same property I sold in 2020. I wish I could pull the picture up. Sold it to a guy, him and his family. Beautiful. I sold it right off of work. I was still working. We took a little picture holding the keys and everything. He gave me his down payment. He put $5,000 down. And guess what? At the time, the market was soft. He was only paying $820 a month. Right? So he paid for 4 years. He just got evicted. I actually posted on my Instagram. He got evicted maybe February. So all those years he paid, he lost all that money. He lost all the equity, and he lost the down payment. So if you do the math, let's just do the math real quick. Say 820. 820 times 12 times 4. He lost $39,000 plus $5,000 that he put down. So he lost a total of $44,000 on a property.
So
I made $44,000.
Okay, one more time. They gave you $5,000 to move in. Okay,
correct.
A down payment, and then paid you for 4 years.
Yep, 820.
And guess then what else? How many repairs did you have to make on that property? Oh,
0.
Zero,
because you were the bank.
And guess what? I sold it again. I think I put maybe $150 because I had to break into the house because I broke a glass. I didn't have the key, and they kicked the door in because I guess they didn't have the key. So I fixed the door frame and I put it back and I sold it again as is. I got another $8,000 this time, and now I'm getting $1,300 a month.
That's the same kind of deal.
Same deal. And then look, before that, I refinanced, pulled some money out, and then I did it again.
Lord have mercy. So these are things that regular people like me can do, and I don't know anything about it, and you'll help me to set that up.
So
all day long.
So the beauty thing is all you need, right? And this is why we want to educate the homeowners, right? All you need is a couple different pieces of paperwork for this, Don. First of all, you need to go to the title company. A lot of title companies that are a little bit more investor friendly will help you get this done, right? And then they have attorneys that do the basic paperwork that you'll need. Number one, you'll need a deed of trust, right? The deed of trust gives you the ability to foreclose on this property in the event that somebody stops paying their money. Number two, you'll need a promissory note. All the promissory note does is outline exactly how this person agrees to pay you back, right? You have to have both of these documents in order for this transaction to take place successfully, right? If you really want to be fancy, you want to also add whatever special disclosures that you want to kind of convey over to this particular buyer beforehand. That way, everybody is in the know as to what is going to take place in the event this or that happens or doesn't happen. But the main things you need is your deed of trust and your promissory note. In the deed of trust, you want to make sure that it's outlined that in the event that this person defaults, you have the ability to take that property back by way of foreclosure, right? And once you have that documentation in place, that's literally all you need to be able to run the exact same play that O'Neal just discussed so eloquently over and over again. And whether they default on the property or they continue to pay on the property, you win on both sides of that scenario.
So sometimes they just, for whatever reason, just move. They didn't default. They were good payers, but they just move.
They just move
because they got to do
a new job,
or whatever, right?
Bigger family,
absolutely.
Out of the neighborhood.
So, but when they move, they get none of that money back.
None of that money back.
It's an L for them and a win for you.
Absolutely.
Wow. So folks, can you help us? Because I heard some terms, some deed of trust. Now I kind of understand because I took your class. Okay. I actually paid to take the class. And before I ask my other question, when you would, how much did you actually pay to take some classes to learn what you learned? Or would you recommend paying for classes from reputable people? Would you recommend it?
I would definitely recommend, because when you start getting into creative finance, that is not something you want to just...
You can mess it up quick.
You can mess that up real quick, mess yourself up, mess the other people up, and everybody just messed up, right? Okay. So you do want to make sure that you understand how to do this professionally. And I would say come to one of our 2-day workshops. We have 2-day workshops, and we really dive deep into how to do this successfully and professionally. And there's tons of people who teach this as well.
You need a attorney that's good with creative financing. Do not go to your neighborhood attorney. Do not go to your personal injury attorney. Goes to a real estate attorney that understands creative finance. Your basic attorney who you bought your house with would not understand this.
Not at all. Cross-eyed.
That's a big thing.
Okay.
Because people go to the attorneys who they're comfortable with. That is the worst person to go to.
Facts.
And you can help me to find that attorney.
That's it. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't mess with no regular attorney. I like the ones that do business how I do business.
Okay. Absolutely. So in my notes here, I got a deed of trust. I'm going to need a promissory note. And I might have some special disclosures in it that you're going to help me to understand. But if I want to do all that, I don't want to go in as a novice. I want to get, you said you got a 2-day course that I could take. Not only that, but what if I'm going through the course? I like what you do. I still don't want to do it by myself. Is there something for me?
I would say, yeah, I would say you definitely want to join some organizations, right? Obviously, we have one and a community that we have, but I would say beyond that, it's tons of creative finance groups that you can join locally, right? RIAs you could join. Now, I'll be honest with you, like when you start going into creative finance, you start talking to more elite investors. That's your pinnacle investors at that point, but they're around. So I don't, listen, whether you're working with us or you're working with somebody else that is a specialist in the space, it's other people that are able to do this successfully. Huh?
Well, listen,
gotta work with somebody.
Well, listen, those folks are stingy with their energy. They're stingy with their information. You all are here doing this for free. In fact, You've been doing this for years, giving information just like this for free that other people are charging for.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't want to work with them. I want to work with you guys because how do we get to work with you? In fact, here's listen, folks. Even if you take the class and you don't want to work, do you have something in place where that I can join and we can share in the deal? I could present my deal to you and you can help me with it.
Yeah, you could join my mentorship group. I teach live class every Monday. 7 p.m. Central. Like I bought my first rental creative finance. I was only 4 months into real estate. I've been doing this for a long time.
Well, how old? Come on, wait. I'm going to ask you, O'Neal, how old were you when you did that?
23.
23. You know,
23.
Listen, you know what I was doing when I was 23? Wasn't that?
23.
It was not buying property. Okay. So you started out at 23 and now you're mentoring other people to do this.
They buying deals all the time.
Lord
like a lot of
mercy.
Like I'm big on buying deals with no money out of pocket. There's no reason why you should put money up on a deal. They got too many resources. There's no reason why you got to do that.
Facts.
Like if you have no credit, you can still buy houses. If you have no money, you can still buy houses. If you have no access to cash, you can still buy houses all day long.
Wow. So Byron, you got started pretty young too, right?
Well, nah, I wasn't as young as O'Neal. But I've been an entrepreneur since I was very young, started as an entrepreneur. And, I've had a lot, I've had some up and down success, but I would say mostly been successful since I started. And I just thank God for that. But in general, I started in real estate, fresh out of a nursing school, and decided that this was the path that I wanted to take. And ever since then, I just been going full steam ahead.
Okay. All right, folks. Here's the next thing. Listen, you all need to come in here, click the link, get in here and start asking your questions, because if you call them offline, it ain't free no more. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, if you call them offline, it ain't free. All right. So ask your questions now, because they're giving the information away. This is the sauce. You wanted the secret sauce. You're getting it right now. So how do we do that? Get involved in this conversation there. At the very least, put your questions in the comment section so that we can answer those questions. So here's my next thing. All right. You help me with my deal. Okay. I'm gonna contact you because I don't know anything about this. You help me to get my deed of trust. You help me to get the promissory note. You help me to get the cash that I wanted out of the deal, and even do some creative financing. And when it finally closed and that money is hitting my bank, there's just something that switches on in my brain that says, I wasn't thinking about this before, but I'm thinking about it now. I want to do this some more. I did it once. You helped me do it once, and I want to do it some more. Can you help me do that?
Very addicting, and you make money that you never made before.
Facts.
We can definitely help you do that.
And I can keep my job.
Facts. Oh yeah, for sure. I started with a job.
Give us some examples of some people you have helped do a deal, and then they got the bug and say, I want to do more deals. Can you give us some examples?
We got plenty, man. I got two girls. Well, yeah, you can say two girls. They bought 11. Well, she bought 11 houses in her first year in real estate. So having a job is the best situation to have because you have the 2-week income. Hopefully your credit is decent. You got decent credit, got a decent income every 2 weeks. Most banks, well, majority of banks would always tell you yes. You just got to find the right banks to go to. You can qualify for business credit. You can leverage business credit to buy more houses, to flip more houses. So you're in actually the best position ever if you have a W-2 today. Never buy one house and just quit your job. It don't make sense. What you want to do is get in the real estate business, start fixing and flipping, start wholesaling. And what you want to do is fix and flip. You maybe want to fix and flip 2 houses, buy 2 houses, because at the end of the day, you want to replace your W-2 income with rental income. But you also want to wholesale and flip because you need money to fix these houses. You need money if the toilet breaks. You need money if the sewer just start tripping. If you start getting toilet water in your tub, you need money to do that. So you always want to have slow money, medium money, fast money. What slow money is rentals. It's like a 401k, just like your job. Fix and flipping is like quarterly bonuses. And wholesaling is like a 2-week check. So if you do all 3, you always be good.
Facts.
But it's important to master all 3 while you still have your job. Because you don't want to slip up and you lose some money. Now you scratching your head. How you going to pay your mortgage? You scratching your head. How you going to pay your car note?
Now you a motivated seller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can accomplish all that while having a W-2. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week at 22, 23, and still making it happen with a kids, family, house, all that.
And I would argue it's even better with a W-2.
Mm.
Because you can make, very sound decisions in terms of you're just not going to accept everything because you're not going to be desperate, right? But, at the end of the day, it depends on the job. Because if you're working like a FedEx job, right, that's different. You know what I mean? You working like a UPS, you working for Amazon driving them trucks. That's a different kind of job because you working. Right. But if you're doing something where you it's kind of laid back and it's not taking too much of your time, do real estate. Make you an extra $100,000 on the side doing real estate. Yeah, do that. Because I think you could comfortably do an additional $100,000 or better strictly doing real estate while you have your job.
Wait a minute. I don't make $100,000 on my job right now. I don't make $100,000 on my. Are you telling me part-time doing real estate, doing what you guys do? It is not unrealistic to do $100,000 in a year.
It's not unrealistic at all. Matter of fact,
it's the easiest business you can get into to make $100,000 a year.
Lord
Easy.
have mercy.
You can do that in a month.
Listen, I need you to show me. I need you to talk to me about some people who have done some stuff. But I do have a question here from Brother AJ. Okay, Brother AJ, his question is, there it is. How do you begin? I don't have experience in real estate. Okay, and creative strategies. Do you need funds to begin? Are there ways to help when there is no funding or even a small loan to start? Do you have that available?
It's a beautiful question, man. It's what I specialize in.
Yeah. What?
How they get in this game with low funds? I started my real estate journey with $63, man. Now I had a full-time job. It's just everything you listen to and watch is be like, man, you can get real estate with no money, no credit. I said, man, this gotta be a scam. I said, so look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with $63 and see what happens.
That's a
$63 turned to $2,000 in 2 weeks, $50,000 in 4 months, $182,000 my first 12 months with $1.3 million worth of real estate.
Wow.
It was all about what you do with your time, what you do with your money, and how motivated are you to see success. A lot of people say they want to do real estate, but they come up with excuses. They don't want to sacrifice from going out. They don't want to sacrifice from hanging out with their friends. They don't want to sacrifice from going on a date every weekend with their lady. You know what I'm saying? If you're willing to do all that, it's very possible. Now, if you want to live the life that you've been living and still try to invest at the same time, it'll be a minimal amount of success for you. I'm gonna just keep it real with you.
Wow. So listen,
Don, I got something I want to share. If you
come on, please share it. Talk to us about it.
This is a HUD statement, all right?
Okay.
This is a HUD statement. I don't know if y'all can see it. What does that date say up there at the top? You see that date?
Go to full screen.
24.
Go to full screen, you all. Go to full screen so you can see this. 4/12. What?
You see what that date say right there?
That's fine.
Yep.
All right. What does that say? It says due to seller. It says an amount that's due to seller. What that amount say?
120.
120 total.
0.
Wow.
And minus all of the fees and everything. What that number say? 10.
What? This is one deal?
That's what I'm saying. So it's one deal. What that number say right there?
That's
Do the
100.
sell
109,000.
109,000. One deal, right?
So, Byron,
Huh?
on the side, there's a magnifying glass all the way on the
Oh, you want me
right
to
side. Yeah, hit
magnify?
that.
Yeah.
You want to see them numbers.
Yeah, because I'm old, Byron. I'm old. You got to make it a little bigger for me. Listen, I'm looking at the numbers. Due from by 120,000. So what we got, the person made what? Am I saying 118,000?
Yes, that's 109,000. I spent
Okay.
40 on it,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
So if we subtract what that number is, what's 109 minus 40?
109 minus 40. Oh my gosh.
A lot of money. That's what it
Okay.
is.
69,000?
That's what it is.
That's one deal.
That's one deal.
Okay,
That's
one deal.
people making
And
in
when
1
did
year.
this take place? When did this take place?
Oh, this ain't fake. This ain't old.
This ain't I just want you to know, like, this ain't like this
ain't
ain't
old.
yesteryear. This ain't like the glory days. Nah, like, I'm just
This recent.
you know what I mean?
Wow. And you can teach others to do this.
I mean,
So Byron, this thing started out, I got this house, I want to try to sell and got these offers. I can learn something about real estate. And now I'm finding out that I could do this more and more and more and keep my job.
absolutely. It's
You want to keep your job.
yes. Because you're bankable.
You want to make as many relationships with banks and lenders as possible before you ever quit your job. You want as much cash flow as possible before you quit your job.
Wow. So folks, if y'all better get in here and start asking some more questions. Brother AJ got his information. So if you listen, come in and get yours because we're getting ready to talk about some other things. Now, something else just came to mind because I remember what y'all said. But O'Neill, you said that you had this house and you actually, even though you took cash out of it.
Yes, sir.
You took cash out and sold it.
Yep.
So talk to us about that. Isn't that debt? Are we supposed to try to avoid debt?
Shit. I like that. That don't scare me. That don't scare me.
What do you mean? Talk to us about that now. Help me understand that.
So the house, I think it appraised for like 140. So let's go with that. So the house, I think it appraised for either 140 or 135.
Yeah.
I sold it for 155. So I sold it for more than what it's worth. So let's just say the 140. So 140 minus 140 minus, I think I refinanced at 65%. So let's just 140 minus 35. I got a refinance value of 91,000. I only bought this house in 2018 or 17 for 75,000. So 4 years passed, I paid down some debt. I walked away with a check. So once they moved out, I said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and refinance this joint. Pull me some money out, 15, 20,000, whatever it was. And I'm gonna sell it again. And now I'm making more money because now I had a 20-year mortgage on first, and I got a 30-year mortgage.
Oh yeah. Now you're talking my language.
I had to refinance anyway. My loan was expiring at my bank. I didn't have the loan 5 years.
Okay. So now talk to us. So you got this situation. You got a 30-year loan on it, and while you're making money on this deal, you're still making money on this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you know something about the P.I.L.L method, you're increasing your equity faster with less interest cost.
Yes, sir.
So when you get ready to sell it again, you're going to profit more
Every time.
and you didn't pay as much interest as you would if you had just ignored it.
Correct.
Lord have mercy.
I'm strategic on what I do. Like if I don't want the house, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it to the Latinos.
Mm-hmm. Listen, folks, I need you to touch base with Byron. I need you to touch base with O'Neill so that you can Learn how that you can benefit not just from the sale of your one house, but you may be interested in doing more with their help. Okay. And listen, I've been to the class. I've been there. Listen, I traveled. I bought a plane ticket to Houston, got a hotel, plus paid for the class. I got all of this and more. And then anytime I need help, I can get it. I mean, it's all, listen, you definitely want to take advantage of this. We're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas right about now. All right. And how we can put all of these things together. All right. You can get debt on a house. All right. And you make money on that house and make additional money by cutting your interest cost on that same house by 75%, while you're gaining equity 5 to 7 times faster. And you can cash out refi 10 to 15 years sooner, making more money. Let's hear from Dr. Eric Thomas, see what he had to say about this whole deal.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn how to put these two concepts together, all right, making money in real estate and saving money on interest, which is the most expensive thing that you'll ever pay in real estate is interest. We're going to give you the best of both worlds, making money and saving money simultaneously, which increases profits exponentially. That's what we're talking about today. Go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, and get a savings and earnings report. And when you click on it right here, when you click, go down under Dr. Eric Thomas's picture here, scroll down and say, get a savings and earnings report. Here's what it looks like. Get your free savings report. Know the month, day, and year you could be debt free. Know how much interest you could save. And if you're a real estate investor, you're not looking to get debt free. If you're a real estate investor, what you're looking to do is, how can I cash out refi faster so I can put that money to work and pay a lot less interest to get it? You don't need more money to handle your debt. You need to pay less interest. And that's what we're going to show you how to do it. And you don't have to sacrifice any monies that you already earmarked to invest. I'll say that one more time. You're already earmarked money to invest. We're not talking about touching that. We're talking about showing you how to pay less interest on the property that you have so that when you're ready to sell it or when you're ready to refi it, you get more cash out, you get it out faster, and you get it out cheaper at a lower interest cost. That's what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we want to start. But Byron and O'Neill, I got another question for you because other people aren't asking questions. So let me ask it. Have you ever helped someone who tried to do this on their own, messed it all the way up, and say, well, listen, the next time you do it, listen, let me help you. Let me help you do it better next time around. Have you had a situation like that ever?
We get it all the time, unfortunately. The problem is once you get to signing contracts with investors and breaking contracts with investors, what we investors do a lot of times is we will place a memorandum on your property. And that memorandum will block you from being able to sell that property without paying us a certain amount of money. And as a result of that, it could really, really complicate your ability to sell that property the more and more commitments that you break with people. Now, here's the deal. Even with traditional buyers, they can file a memorandum as well. Typically, they don't because they just don't know any better. But when you're dealing with investors, those are the last people you want to burn on a transaction because they have a ton of tools to make sure that you do right by them, right? And so I'm letting the homeowners know that off top. Just don't sign the agreement. If you feel that you don't want to do business with that person, don't sign that agreement because once you sign, that investor will hold you.
A wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap. That investor's gonna hold you to what you said you was gonna do. So that's one thing I want the homeowners to know. The next thing I want them to know is, look, the typical investor is just looking to make, $10,000-$15,000 on that transaction, give or take, depending on how they position it. Right? I'm just keeping it real. And if they can make more, they want to make more on the deal. That's why it's important for you as the homeowner to know your numbers. Again, how do you know your numbers? 20%, give or take what Zillow and a couple other people said, minus maybe whatever your repairs are. Now, here's another thing that a lot of homeowners confuse because they think that because my house, I just got these brand new emerald colored tile floors that came directly from Scotland that, my grandmother, it's been in my family for the longest, and these things are worth $200,000. So anybody coming in should like these emerald green tiles. No, ma'am, sir, no one likes your emerald green tiles. What they want is the basic stuff, right, that they see when they go into a new home that most people like. And yes, it may look cheap to you. Yes, it may look bland to you. And it may not have anything on them emerald tiles that you believe are so special to you. But to most homeowners,
majority of people like it.
That's what the majority of people like, right? And so when you want to upgrade your home or when you're investing in your home, you have to do things that are very standard, very vanilla, that are very bland. If you've done anything outside of that, you've just probably decreased the value of your property, even if it looks beautiful to you. And so when you have that as a situation, you don't want to add that as a potential add-on to your property. You want to decrease it because the typical homeowner wants to remove all of that emerald green tiling that you think is so beautiful.
They will remove it
with something very basic, or maybe they may do ruby. You never know with these people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not going to be what you think is so beautiful. So know your numbers, right? And, aggressively fight for the highest price that you possibly can get. And
have realistic expectations.
Yeah.
Listen, folks. Byron and O'Neal, you do long form videos. I mean, you're on YouTube. You're putting information out there. Here's what I'm not seeing you do. You're not doing short form. You're not doing TikTok. Okay. You're not doing
diving deep.
You're not doing reels and expect people to learn how to do this. So even with the extended version of this information that's going out, it's still just the basics, right? Am I going to be able to learn what I need to learn from this show to go out and do a deal?
You can, but not everybody's action takers like that.
Oh,
because I don't really gatekeep the information.
I don't either.
I'm gonna give you all of it for free,
but you don't know how to put it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
so it's all out.
A lot of people need their handheld to actually reach success. Not too many people can watch a video and take action.
Okay. All right.
That's how I learned. I watch a YouTube video, I'm out of there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with making mistakes. The faster I make a mistake, the faster I'm gonna reach success. A lot of people are scared to fail. A lot of people are scared to make mistakes, but mistakes is what really make you the money.
Right. So listen, I'm not afraid to make mistakes, but I'm telling you, is there a real reason for me to make the mistakes when you've already made them and I can learn from you?
Not at all.
I'm just saying.
Not at all.
He made plenty of mistakes.
Listen, yeah. I know I could pay you and make fewer mistakes and lose less money. But
That's the fact.
there's some benefit in me spending a whole lot of money and making the mistakes myself.
Well,
No.
some mistakes take people out the game. I'm gonna keep it real.
Come on.
Some mistakes beat people up so bad they be like, you know what, I'm done with this. I ain't never touching it again.
Wow.
That's the reality.
Okay.
But you got to be built for it differently. If you willing to take on any business, I don't care what it is, head on like that, you just got to know that mistakes come with it. Expensive mistakes come with it. And if you built for it, you're going to endure those mistakes and get better and better and better until you're an expert in the space. But I would definitely say cutting the corners, right? Cutting the line is always going to be the best way to do it. Getting the cheat sheet to the test is going to always help you get a better grade. That's a fact.
Mercy.
Right? Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being a copycat in the business world as long as you're copying the right cat.
Come on. Copy the right cat.
Yeah, you got to copy the right cat. That's it.
So listen, folks. So I can pay a little. I can pay now, or I can pay later.
That's it.
All right, and paying later is always more.
The pay up front is really affordable if you think about it.
Come on now.
Because you're paying to skip the line. You're paying to make money now. If you try to figure out yourself, you might not ever make money.
Ooh wee. Come on now. So listen, I got Miss Amari Parks here. Let me tell you about Amari. See, she shares our information all the time on her social media. All the time on her social media. And we appreciate you, Miss Amari Parks, for doing that. What do you have special for her and her question? Okay.
Best way to find motivated sellers.
There you go.
Get in your car after this and ride around in places where you've never been and look for distressed opportunities. That's houses that's got long grass, houses that got trash all in the yard, houses that got abandoned cars in front of the yard, houses that got tarp on the windows, houses that you can see straight through the house, houses that don't have no front door. You take a picture of it, you write the address down, and then you go on tax assessor website, you put in the address and see who's the owner of that property. Whoever the name is, you write the name down, and then you take the mailing address and you go skip trace the mailing address. You can go on True People Search, Fast People Search. Skip trace the mailing address. You got to listen to me now. Skip trace the mailing address, not the name. Once you skip trace the mailing address, you match the name of what you saw in the tax assessor and you give them a call. That's all you got to do. You say, look, I saw the property on 123 Main Street. You always want to use relationship. Me and my husband, me and my wife, we was riding around. We try to buy 1 or 2 houses a year. We just call them, see if you'd be interested in selling.
Facts.
That's it. Use love for relationships. I only buy 1 to 2 houses a year. If you use them 3, man, they're gonna take their guards down. They want to talk to you.
That's it.
But
not say you're a big company. Don't do it.
No. Nobody want to work with no big old company.
No,
and you ain't got the skills to represent yourself like a big old company. Just regular people.
Just regular people.
That's it. People love people.
Me and my husband. Yeah, me and my husband try to buy 1 or 2 houses a year to bring a little extra money to our family. Keep it like that. Keep it very humble.
Wow. Listen, folks. This is some valuable information. This is some valuable information. What are we going to do about that? So we got we want to get good information. All right, we're getting a lot of good information. If there's enough here to go out and make some money. But if you want a little help along the way, if you want your hand held, these are the people you can work with to hold your hand through the process. I have sat in the class myself. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing you want to know. All right. What else are they doing? Because I see you, O'Neal. Okay. I see you on Instagram. Looking at houses, taking siding off of houses. Okay. I see you. I saw one of the videos that you said, listen, we got to put siding on the house, but we only took off what we needed to replace. We didn't replace all of it. We just replaced it. What we needed to replace keeps your costs down. You're giving away all the secrets, man.
That's it. Hey, man, I want to see my people win, man. People think just because you got a house, you got to take everything out. You got to start fresh. You ain't got to do that. You gotta look for ways to save money. If half the house is in good condition, start from
Just
half,
do half
fix
the
the rest
house.
of the half.
Hit it with
it.
that paint, and it's a wrap.
I
That's
don't.
it.
To tell you the truth, folks, I don't get you. Sometimes I don't get you guys because Byron, I see you on your Instagram. You're taking me from the ground up. I mean, from the dirt to the roof
Yes, indeed.
on how to do this thing, and you're giving the information away.
Absolutely.
How to build, what to look for. Take when you go to the city and you talk to the city, when you talk to the inspectors. When I have a problem with an inspector, you're giving out all the information and you're doing it for free. What do y'all get out of giving it away for free? This is what I help me.
Beautiful relationships, reciprocity,
Shrinking the
goodwill,
wealth gap in the Black community.
Absolutely. Helping other people win and getting them phone calls when people say, man, you helped me make $80,000 this last week. You helped me make $115,000 last month.
Yeah. Keeping families together because now they're bringing more income. You know, finance is a major strain on marriage.
Facts.
One of my first mentees, him and his wife both quit 6-figure jobs. They make over $1 million a year now.
That's got to make you feel good.
Oh, man.
So good. It's so good. I'll be calling him for stuff now. You know?
And what you think he gonna say when you call?
You can give me what I need. Like he do so I taught him how to do construction. He on a construction business. He make well over $1 million a year. Now he helped me. Like he do mold remediation. I don't do that. But he doing my grandma's house right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm
he make well over $1 million a year.
And you know, Don, the reason why I'm looking to grow the construction company I'm with outside of just the projects that I'm doing for myself,
yeah,
is because I believe that it's too much janky business in the contractor world.
Yeah.
And I want to be the company that people can go to, whether you're a newbie or you're a seasoned investor, you could come to and get that new construction home built from start to finish and go to sleep while it's happening, because you know that these people are operating within the highest level of integrity,
okay,
the highest level of transparency, and you're getting it at a decent price where you're going to be able to make, you know, 5-figure, even up to 6-figure profits on the back end of that deal.
Let's talk about that, because I've had that experience. I've had a bad experience with a contractor. Okay.
Most people do.
Most people do.
I put it out there.
Deals. And a lot of confidence in this business.
But the only thing that saved me on this deal is I use a credit card to pay it.
You was able to. Amex was able to. Hey, give it back.
Listen, man. I paid. All right. They started the work, and after a few days, they stopped showing up.
How much money you getting?
How much money I think I put down like 5,000 to get the thing started. Okay.
Out of there.
All right.
Appreciate you, cuzzo.
But I put it on a credit card. And then when they didn't show, I said, okay. And I tried several different ways, to contact them. I said, listen, we got to get this job started. And it was for a deck. It was for a deck. Wow. I put it, I even put it on Facebook, a whole deck journey on Facebook. And then they didn't come through. And then I called up Wells Fargo and said, these folks didn't finish the job. Wells Fargo said, never mind. Look at your bank account. The money was back in there.
Reverse.
The money was back there. Okay. And then what we did was I did a little bit more research. I'm driving around the neighborhood, like you said. I saw somebody building a house. And I said, do you all know somebody that I can trust that can help me do my deck? And they said, where do you live? I said, I live over in Belgrade. I said, I know the contractor that built most of those houses over there. I contacted the contractor, and then told him about my deck. And guess what he did? I said, here's our contract. Here's what we're going to do the deck for. I didn't have to give him any money up front because he already had an account with with where he's going to get all the lumber. He's got an account, so he didn't have to get money from me to buy materials. That's the first time I said, you know what? That's who I want to do business with. People that can afford to get their own materials, get this thing, and then I can pay them when they're done. And listen, it's beautiful. It's up to date. It's a good looking deck. Okay.
Wow.
But I learned that not everybody has integrity. So Byron O'Neill,
Most don't.
talk to us about that. Why you do what you do? A lot of it has to do with because people are dishonest, and you want people to have a good experience. Talk to us about that.
You
Big
know,
on that.
my thing is this, Don. I've talked to a lot of investors or wannabe investors, right? And, you know, it's nothing worse than listening to somebody who has the ability and the talent to be successful in this business, get burned by somebody, and completely quit the business. Not because they don't have the talents and the gifts to be able to win in it, but because they probably just got wiped out and it almost took them out. Maybe they invested 401k, maybe they invest whatever it may be, right? To rehab a property, and they end up getting scammed, or the contractor run off with some money on them, and or don't do a good job, or whatever the situation may be, and they are in a conundrum. And I hear about these stories so much, and I just, I feel like we need
Gotta be a better way.
more people investing, because you're not going to work your way to financial freedom. No, you're going to have to invest your way to financial freedom. Even the companies that you work for know that you have to invest your way to some level of financial freedom, even though it's a lame way or anemic way of investing by way of 401k, but at least it's something. But even they know that you not finna just work your way to financial freedom. So you got to invest. And I think that if, you could easily make you a quick, couple 100,000, maybe even if you just make 100,000 with your W-2 job, you're doing awesome. And I think a lot of people can do it. The neighborhoods need it. It's a housing shortage. We need to be doing the work and putting people in houses, right? And also setting people up for success in general.
So, what you got for that, O'Neill? Because this stuff is important. People need to help and know that not everybody out there is trying to take them for everything they got. There's some honest people in this business.
So that's the reason I got in construction as well. Same thing with Byron saying that so many people get screwed over, man. That's why when I just started switching over. So when I initially started doing construction, I never asked for money up front. Reason being because people are scared to do business with people who ask for money to do up front. Now I just started asking for $500 deposit. Like I'm talking about just started like 2 weeks ago. Because on the other side, what happens if I do the work and the seller can't give me no money? Or I gotta wait 2 months to get my money, 3 months to get my money. So it's a slippery slope when it comes to the money part.
Yeah,
it's a bad feeling when you do a job and you can't get your money. So for me, so for me, when we're doing these construction projects, we show up on time. The job is clean. You get a weekly updated report with pictures. We show what we did. We show what we're going to do next week. And we also say your expectations from you are, I need paint colors. I need paint. I need 10 gallons. I need you to let you know what we need so we can keep the progress of the project. It holds you accountable. It holds us accountable. Once I send you that update, you sign it so we all know what's going on. So if something ever happens, we can refer back to the paperwork that we both signed. It got dates on it. It got pictures on it. It got expectations of us, expectations of you. So if you don't feel your obligation, I can't move forward on the process. Don't expect me to show up if you didn't fulfill your obligation. If you fulfill your obligation, we're going to show up and get this done. The timeline, hey, we're going to get this done in the next 5 days if we both do our part.
So speaking of the paperwork, you can help me make sure that my paperwork is in order. That there's no surprises. Because sometimes when it comes to stuff like that, I learned the hard way. I should have done it like this after I did it. Okay.
Yep.
That one little piece of information that I didn't have, I thought I had, but I didn't have it.
Mm-hmm. And we also ask for payments on completion.
Okay.
So if we're doing sheetrock, hey, once the sheetrock is hanged, taped, and float and sanded, let's just pay us for the completion. You ain't got to pay for the paint yet because we didn't start. Pay us for the completion for the sheetrock. Go inspect it. Make sure it's all good. You like it. You see any issues, put some blue tape. We'll go ahead and address those issues. Then we're going to get full payment for that on Friday.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you for being here this morning. Listen, you've given, and I appreciate it. So listen, I'm gonna put something on the screen here, and while we put this on the screen, I need you all to give me your last piece of information for these folks on how to set up a deal, how to make money, and talk about your No Stingy Energy podcast on YouTube. Come on, talk to us.
Gotcha. So I'll say the best way to get a deal is you find a distressed property and give it to somebody that can help you. Don't do none of the work, like I said earlier. You find a property, you go partner with somebody like myself or Byron. We'll walk you through the deal and we split the profit 50-50. I would say that's the best way to get introduced into real estate without having a headache and searching all kind of stuff. You find a distressed property and you say, look, Byron O'Neill, I got this property. I seen it may be a good deal. Can you take a look at it? We'll take a look at it and we'll walk you through the process and get it done. Now, No Stingy Energy Podcast, that's something you need to show up to every Tuesday and Thursday, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're giving game, we're giving value on real life entrepreneurship things in today's market. Not last year, not last week, in today's market. We talk about money, we talking about the P.I.L.L method, we talking about sometimes we talk about Trump and Biden. You just never know. It's a lot of value. You know what I'm saying? If you try to learn and talk about a lot of different things, talk about credit, money, leveraging credit, how to get into real estate with no money, how to scale up to 6 figures in real estate. So we talk about all those different things. And that's every Tuesday, Thursday, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time right here on YouTube.
It's a fact.
All right, Byron, it's on you, my brother.
Oh man, I just want to say, man, if for the homeowners, I want to look out for the homeowners. Just know your numbers at the end of the day. Know your numbers. Have realistic expectations. Vet the people that you're doing business with, right? Make sure that they're not newbies to the game when it comes down to finding that wholesaler that you may work with. Because here's the deal. The truth is, it's a lot of changes taking place in the real estate space in terms of representation, in terms of brokerage services, right? And you may be dealing with more wholesalers than you probably have in the past. And real estate investors may be a growing viable option for many people to sell and transact real estate. And so the more you educate yourself on how we do business, right, you'll recognize, which method to take, whether it be working with an investor or working with a realtor, right? But either way, you're going to end up working with one of us before it's all said and done anyway. So I hope y'all gain some value from that.
Listen, folks, you've heard it. You heard it right here. These guys are top notch. They're here to help you. But I want to, before we get out of here, I need you to look at what we got coming up on this Wednesday. On this Wednesday, we're going to be talking about, let's see, what we got for Wednesday? Is it the mortgage interest lie? The mortgage interest lie. The interest, what you're quoted, the interest rate you're quoted is not the interest rate you end up paying. The interest rate you're quoted is not the interest rate you end up paying. And here's what we're talking about on Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, there's a bunch of people doing TikTok videos and short form videos on how you can get a HELOC as a mortgage. Get a HELOC as a mortgage. I'm going to show you the downfalls of that, the process does work, but you have to have some expert advice on how to make it work, and you can't get it from a TikTok video. I'm going to tell you how that works. And now on, on Sunday, next Sunday, we're going to be talking about mortgage. Did you know the mortgage interest rates are over 7%? The mortgage interest rates are over 7%. And with the P.I.L.L method, we're going to show you how you can win when mortgage rates are so high. We're going to be able to do that for you next week. I want to thank you, Byron. I want to thank you, O'Neill, for being here. And folks, remember, contact them, get your savings and earnings report. Go to ice10k.com, get that information, get it for free. Know when you can be debt free and how much interest you could save. Also, get my book. You can go to ice10k.com and get the book as well. Start teaching your children, start teaching your grandchildren, start teaching your nieces and nephews all this information so that they can learn it from the jump. And we're not learning it like we did. We learned it late. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for being here for this show where, homeowners can get cash offers. I'm so thankful to be able to share this information with you and to associate with such fine gentlemen as these two. And they're doing their own No Stingy Energy podcast. We got one last video for you before we say goodbye, but I want to play that video. But I want you to know that the main reason why we're in this business, the main reason why we do what we do, is to make sure you get the best. I mean, not almost the best, that you get the best information when it comes to your finances and when it comes to real estate. You're going to get it right here between these two podcasts. So please subscribe to the P.I.L.L Method, subscribe to No Stingy Energy, and get access to the very best information on the internet when it comes to these two subjects. Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you on Wednesday.
How many want to know how to pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years? You can do all of this without refinancing, without change to your budget, without sacrificing lifestyle.
Me and my husband do the P.I.L.L method, and last year we were able to pay down $33,000 on our mortgage without feeling like we were poor. We still did tons of entertaining things and enjoyed our family.
You don't have to eat beans and rice every day. You don't have to cut up your credit cards. You don't have to drive a 30-year-old car. You don't have to sell pizzas at night to pay off your mortgage. All you need to do is pay the bank less interest. That's what we're talking about today. Here is what P.I.L.L method stands for: prepayment of principal, isolation of principal amounts, leverage, and liquidity. You understand it? You have a way of getting out of debt more efficiently. The interest rate you're quoted is not the interest rate you pay. You think you're buying a $500,000 home. The true cost of that home is what? $758,000. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 51.777%. That's what's going on with this loan. The ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of financial education. I need you to understand the power of a penny. You will not hear what I'm talking about from Dave Ramsey. Do you know why? Because I own the copyright. I literally wrote the book.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.